Let's connect jealousy to hope because there is a connection. It's just not that obvious. Hi, I'm Uma. I'm a fellow human and I dabble in spirituality and everything that kind of interests me. And you have found your way to my series of emotional literacy. Since I'm a classically trained shaman and I train shamans, this is the baseline of my work. So there will be spiritual words, there will be spiritual explanations, but that would not satisfy me all that alone. So there is biology, there is psychology, there is alternative healing because I like the wholesome everything. So dive deep with me into all the layers of emotions, how we can use that to grow and to become better humans, to really tap into our full potential. Jealousy has so many layers, so many layers. It's like a portal opening emotion because you can open the door to your pettiest self. And in your pettiest self, you can find something that is missing, a hurt, anything but a deeper understanding of yourself. You can find a lost part of yourself, like a part of you that you didn't want to look at, that's still in the shadow. So there is gold there if you go down that path, and multiple dimensions opening up in your mind in that path. And then we have the other path that leads directly to the soul and to all the power that comes with that. So we have another layer of multiple dimensions over there. And now we go into reality and we connect jealousy with hope. So another set of dimensions where we can dive into when we really use jealousy for our own benefit. Oh, isn't that great? I'm like such a fan of this emotion thing that we humans can feel because it's so fruitful. It can make us grow and shrink and find love for ourselves and for others in ways that we couldn't even imagine before. I mean, like, just let's stick with that for a moment. How do you love yourself and others? What's happening there? You need sparks, right? All emotions are sparks. It's amazing. There's this there's this saying in the spiritual world, like, oh, love is the highest frequency, yada yada yada. It's not. It's actually not. Love has a very high frequency. It's energetic, like very pure, very high frequency. But what's even higher is the emotions that come directly from your soul. Which means jealousy can have a higher frequency than love if it's your soul speaking. Isn't that great? Ah, how little we humans understand, and then we think like we're the. I'm sure when I look back at this series in 5 years of time, I'm like, oh, how cute I was then. And what I know now that I didn't know then when I do this right now. Oh, hello, future me. I'm looking forward to that. So amazing. So, with everything that we discover here, this is not the end. This is just one part of the process, but it's an important part. So, let's dive into it with all our might, okay? With that, we now connect jealousy and hope. I took a detour there. But yeah, a detour is actually what is happening when we want to connect jealousy with hope. And for that, we need reality to kick in. Reality being having more information and a clearer picture of what is needed to get from A to B as next step of the process. So we go back to our neighbor with a nice car. We have no information about the process that our neighbor went through to get that car. Maybe it was a gift. Maybe he didn't do anything. Maybe he worked towards it 25 years of his life. We do not know. We also don't know at the first moment if the car is really what our soul wants, or is it the happiness? And if the car brings the neighbor happiness, would the same thing work for us, or would we need something different to find our path to happiness? And having an answer to all of these questions to get more and more concrete about what actually does our soul want with jealousy, and how would it be possible for us to get from A to B in as next step of the process, that brings us into reality. This is why in the last video I said we need the baseline. We need to know, how are you feeling now when you come home before you have the happiness? What's happening in your body? What are your thoughts like? When you open the door and you're not happy, how do you feel when you come in? All of these questions, the more you can answer, the more you land into your baseline of reality. And the clearer the view you have there, even down to the past or the past of your ancestors. Like maybe your parents came home dissatisfied from work because they also saw their parents coming home dissatisfied from work. And it's a long line of dissatisfaction when people come home from work, and you have to break that cycle. That's a different baseline than, yeah, it's just the commute is so stressful and it's a new thing because your car broke down or something. That's a different baseline. You need to know the baseline. So since when, what is involved, how does your body feel, how deep is it located and locked in your body? And the longer and the deeper, the more effort it will take to break free. And effort here meaning discipline. You cannot hope to create a mantra and chant it every day, and then wonders will happen if there's something wrong with your ancestral line. It might help, it might do a little bit, it might even worsen it. It depends. But everything that you try and everything that you will find out will bring you into your own reality. As I mentioned when we started with jealousy, there's disappointment incoming. Because when we tap into reality and look at all the information that we have, not only the information from the emotion, but the information from the baseline of our own life, then we might feel despair. We might feel like, ooh, completely disillusioned, hopeless at first to really get where we want to. And in that moment of disillusioning and despair, we can connect to a hope that is deeper and more grounded than any ideas that we had before. If we do not do this reality check process, if we just see the car and hope that one day we will also have a car, this is completely baseless hope. We do not know what our real goal is, our soul goal is. We do not know where we stand at the current situation in life. So we do not know what's the mountain that we have to cross to get to where we want, what would work, what wouldn't work. So the hope that we would get there is like this foggy castle out of clouds in the sky. It does not have any power. It's very childish. But if we create reality, because we have the real baseline, because we have the real information about the goal of our soul, about what's truly aligned with us, what we want to call into our life. Then the hope that we can find in that reality really carries weight. This is really something. If you face your fears, your despair, if you let life disillusion yourself, and at that point, you can listen to your soul telling you, but this is aligned with me. This car, this happiness, this whatever it is, this is aligned with me. I want to call that in. Then this hope can help you find the resolve and the discipline to change big things in life, because that's the turning point. That's the point where you really pull in a lot of energies. Ooh, magic. Yay! Isn't that great? We don't need like a cauldron and mixing for magic. No, it's actually opening mind doors, allowing energy to flow where it was blocked before, allowing us to see what was hidden before. That has so much power. Ooh. So, could you do it? Could you face reality for real to find this hope with that immense power to it? Could you, in your despair and disillusion, still listen to your soul? Still listen to what your soul wants and needs, and where all the juicy energy of life is waiting for you? And could you then find the discipline to work towards opening for that really deep, to work through all the layers that were hindering you getting what your soul wants, what your soul wants to experience? I don't know. For me, it would depend. I'm honest here. If I would not be grounded, if I would not be connected the way I am, I think it might throw me off too much. For someone who does not feel safe in their body, who doesn't feel this yes to life, this feeling of, oh yeah, this is living and I'm in it. Let's try that out, this human life. What did we get ourselves into there? Let's try out. Someone who's not feeling that, but who's anxious and insecure about everything, can't feel the body, does not feel like they have support, doesn't feel understood, is struggling. If I would be someone like that, I think the despair and the reality check, ooh, that could break me then. Because if you're insecure about everything, then listening to your soul is not easy. Because then your mind, it's always like, yeah, but what if that is not my soul? But what if the voices I hear are just thoughts, and I have different thoughts, and then I'm like two personalities, and they both want different things, and then what then? We just get stuck in the middle. We can't follow this, we can't follow that. Then I would not try the reality check. Because then, if you see life how it is, if you see how many influences you have from your parents and your ancestors and the mistakes you did in your own life, that all can crush you. It's supposed to crush you. Because the reality check also breaks away all thoughts of grandeur, all illusions that we carry with us. And in that, there is strength to be found. But when you're not able to find enough security in yourself, to listen to that fine voice of your soul and to follow that, to listen to it say, I want to be happy when I come home. Doesn't matter how that's coming to pass. I just want to, be happy. be happy when I open the door and come home. Then you would not dare. You would not dare because there's so much doubt. Yeah, jealousy is powerful. It can lift you up and it can crush you. So you have to be careful with that. I think it's not for nil that this cardinals in this envy and jealousy thingy. Right. It's a dangerous force to play with. A lot of magic can happen here. So, if you are not grounded, if you are not in a place where it's easy for you to follow your soul, then let's try a different emotion first, okay? Let's get grounded and stabilized. Maybe work a bit with anger and joy. Maybe find another emotion to dive into first and save up jealousy for later. Okay, that's all for now. I think I checked all the boxes I promised you that I would throw in with envy and jealousy. And I hope you enjoyed this deep dive into one of my favorite emotions, into this catapult of spiritual growth. If there is more that you want to know about that, please comment or send me a message. I'd be happy to do more videos about it if there is demand. And I hope to see you again when we continue with the emotional literacy series and dive into all the other emotions and techniques I have to offer you in this YouTube series. Okay, bye.